Somerset game when I was refereeing. That's funny. I'll bring up that story. Joe, it is Wednesday.
Wines Day at P.F. Chang's.
That is right. P.F. Chang's, La Cantera, proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. Wines Day Wednesday. It's half off bottles of champagne and half off bottles of wine at all La Cantera P.F. Chang locations. P.F. Chang locations all around town.
I don't know why. I think that table got a little wobbly since I had to move it. It moves things around a little bit.
Yeah.
I got to level off one of the legs because I noticed every time you touch it, the camera looks like we're having some type of an earthquake or something in the studio.
Yeah. It's fine.
Speaking of which, Fernandez was saying that they were getting warnings over in SoCal about the tsunami hitting, man.
Yeah, dude. I was up at 1 a.m. watching this crap.
That's
wild. Funny. Well, I mean, it's not funny. I mean, it's interesting what goes on. I mean,
yeah, that's wild, man, because the earthquake happened all the way over in Russia.
8.7, the seventh biggest of all time.
And then you had all those tsunami warnings all over the place. Hopefully everybody stays safe, man, but that's wild. Mario Cavazos in the house. What's up, Mario? Matt Gomez. What's up, Matt?
What are we, 19 shy of 2,500 subscribers now?
Yeah.
Very
nice. Also got JHNSB in the house. What's up, JHNSB? Is this Mike's old boss?
Kinda is.
They're saying, what up, legendary Maury?
The legend. You missed it.
There we go. Tex-Mex Frank. Got Sam Salinas. What's up, Sam?
Yeah, Maury missed when somebody called him the legendary Maury.
That was Mario Cavazos. What up, legendary Maury?
Whoa.
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia, and the man in the middle is the man, the myth, the legend, Maury Vasquez. Remember him back in the day at Ken's 5.
What's up, 210?
That's right, baby. That's right. We do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Who better to have on the show to talk about sports?
Get an old guy.
Pop culture and nostalgia than Maury Vasquez. How you doing, Maury?
Hey, man, life is good. It's been a beautifully hectic summer with the family, but you know, we're grinding up back for the new school year at San Antonio ISD. But man, football arrives on Thursday, so all is well in the world, right?
That's right, baby. That's right. College football around the corner. High school football, Friday Night Lights. NFL's going crazy. My friends are already talking about, are we getting the tickets for the A&M game against UTSA at Kyle Field? Bobcats against the Roadrunners September 7th. We're excited about all that. Then the NFL gets going. It's fantastic.
No UTSA football talk, Mike?
We'll have UTSA football.
UTSA will make their way to the chat room somehow.
Yeah, they'll make it.
Yeah. No, I like to make fun of Mike, Maury, because he likes to make fun of the way that the crowd will go ahead and cheer on UTSA.
You know what? Let's go into that already because college football's around the corner.
It's coming. It's coming in hot.
It's coming in hot. What are your thoughts, Maury, about UTSA playing at the Alamo Dome? Do you like the games at the Alamo Dome, or do you wish in the heart of hearts that they had an on-campus facility?
Okay, and this is where when I say things like, man, it took me 33 years to finally get to Ches Chicken on South Presa. I've been into a lot of UTSA tailgate parties, especially the first one. I've never been inside a game to actually feel like, hey, what's it like in here? So I've only seen the highlights. I've seen the reports. I've heard the tweets and all that action. To me, on campus might help, but downtown, AC, it's the biggest stadium, I believe, and at least it used to be in their conference. So I'm kind of like, for college kids to say, man, I can't get up and drive downtown or whatever. It'd be a lot easier if I could just walk to camp. Stop. If you want to support your team, you'll show up. That's my take.
Joined by Maury Vasquez. at SAISD, formerly Ken's 5 sportscaster for many, many years. We'll talk about the glory days back in a moment. The glory days when you met me and I was 21 years old, man.
Oh, if you thought this guy was loud now, if you think he's loud now, 21-year-old Mike Jimenez, are you kidding me? You know, stop.
Let me ask you a question for you, Maury. Has he always been telling his tall tales all the time?
They, he's got a good way to, there's always, is it called emphasis or is it called exaggeration?
The embellisher.
The embellisher.
That's what Chica calls you, the
third
embellisher.
3E right there, baby.
Yeah.
But it's also, hey, Jimenez brings electricity, man, and that's why it makes the internet sizzle sometimes.
But you know what's funny is that I met Maury back in like 94, 95 when I was interning at KSAT. You were at Ken's 5 at the time. What years were you at Ken's 5?
I was at Ken's 1992 to 1999.
Okay, so I met you from that time, and I worked with you in 98 and 99 at Ken's 5 before I went off to Corpus at KIII. It's funny because I look back at that time in my life. You were younger, I was younger. It was a party time. We used to go to Bombay Bicycle Club over on Fredericksburg Road back in the day.
Once or 5 times, yes.
Yes, many times. And now you get to see my daughter, who's at KSAT 12. You saw her at the National Journalism Convention.
She was in Chicago. She's representing the corporate head, corporate company. I believe it's Graham Media for KSAT. And again, it's like whoa. That's why we had to send you a picture, take a pic, and it's like it's got to make you proud, baby girl.
It does.
She's here, man. She's at KSAT. She's at KSAT. It's a wonderful newsroom, wonderful people in that shop, and she's only learning from seasoned pros. And it's a place that she can grow. So again, yes, full circle moment, baby. I'm dealing with the Jimenez next generation. It's hard to believe.
Word of advice for you, Maury. Do not let Gabby take you to play darts, man. She'll clean house with you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how or why.
I believe it. I believe it. And it'll be easy because me throwing darts. I mean, I have a hard enough time, I guess, hitting the toilet sometimes. All right. So let's just put it, yeah.
We'll get more nostalgic back in the day, but Sam Salinas reaches out to us. He's already taken offense to what you've already said, Maury.
Which part?
On our thread says on campus and outdoors. Don't give me that it's hot in Texas BS. UT outdoors, A&M outdoors, Baylor outdoors, Tech outdoors, Houston outdoors.
True. All very true. Tell Sam you are 1,000% correct. But while you're trying to entice people, you're trying to get them in town. When you try to I graduated from UT Austin. I'm a Texas Longhorn fan first. So now you can yell at me for being not a UTSA. I love UTSA. I would, it's a great matchup. They're my home team, but
we lost
fell
him.
off. All right. You could jump back in when you get a chance. That's Maury Vasquez over at the SAISD headquarters.
No, here he is.
Oh, he's back on. He's jumped back on. So you're saying that UT is your alma mater, but UTSA is your home.
It's home. I mean, my granddaughter's papa graduated from there. My son is a road runner. He graduated from UTSA. So, but I'll tell you, it's uncanny how many times the UT home schedule matches the UTSA home schedule, where it's the same day. And as a family, I piggyback on my sister's UT season tickets in Austin, so it's tough to kind of go to both games. But Sam, you're right. Everybody else plays outdoors, but right now UTSA wants to be like everybody else and have the attendance numbers that those other schools have.
Oh, most definitely. But it's fun.
You're right. Sam's not wrong. Sam's not
wrong. When I was at UTSA, they had those T-shirts selling there that saying "still undefeated" because there was no team. So we should be excited that there is a team.
I have that shirt.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Texas State coming to town. I believe it's September 7th, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be a big game over at the Alamo Dome. It better at least be 30,000 people there. I will most definitely be there for that game.
The Bobcats fans might make it happen. Texas State.
GJ Kenny, man. GJ Kenny. That's a legit team right there going into the Pac-12, the new and improved Pac-12.
Who are you going to root for that day?
I have a rule because I was a Texas State student from my sophomore and junior year.
You're going to wear the jersey underneath?
I graduated from UTSA.
UTSA on top?
When they play at the Dome, I wear my Meep Meep Nation birds up, all that stuff.
But if they losing bad to Texas State, you're gonna take the UTSA
no,
jersey
I
off?
go for the home team. When they play at Texas State and I go over there, I'm all eat 'em up cats, dude. That's the way that I do it, man.
One thing I got excited about, I just returned from a family reunion out in South Carolina. The one branch from Laredo, Texas, my mother's family, who started a family out at Sumter, South Carolina. We were talking about trying to guess when the Gamecocks were going to play the Longhorns, because I said, man, I'm going to watch the game with you. You're going to come to Austin, and I'm coming to Columbia, and I was trying to look ahead to future schedules. Well, it's not determined yet for the SEC, but next year, Texas State in Austin to open the season. Whoa.
That's a 20-mile drive for the Bobcats.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun. Well, I had no idea. I was behind the curve on that one. I didn't know that was on the schedule. So
you know what's so funny is that Texas State fans are going to overtake 6th Street.
Without question.
That's what's going to happen. Midtown Texas with one hell of a comment here saying Maury is the mayor of Southtown. You are a man about town.
I'm a man around, I guess, maybe establishments that serve fine food, tacos, and cold beer. But I defer. The mayor of Southtown is still perpetually old friend of mine, Ben Olivo, who's now working for the Boston Globe. And but in fact, I called him the Pope of Downtown. So, but hey, man, thank you very much, man. You're too kind.
Look at this comment coming in for you, Maury. Look at this. He says, Mike's face changed when Maury said Laredo.
Okay.
Hey, man, I'm a border rat. I'm in Laredo. Then I was in the Rio Grande Valley. I was 956 before it was 956. But my mom's from Laredo. She's a proud Martin Tiger. And but yeah. It's just that's part of where my roots come from. Remember, peeps, we didn't cross the border crossed us.
Okay, very, very cool. Now, speaking of Laredo, I make fun of Laredo from time to time.
Might as well.
A lot.
I heard you.
Not time to time, a lot.
Okay. I have said that if the city of San Antonio loses the Spurs, San Antonio just becomes big Laredo.
Oh, God.
Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's total. I mean, come on, man. This is the biggest small town in the world, and as much as Laredo is I love it's the oldest, or my old gateway to Mexico. I don't go into Nuevo Laredo too often anymore. But just this weekend, back at that South Carolina reunion, an aunt of mine from Laredo was aghast, like, there's so many places to eat here in Sumter, South Carolina. And Sumter's a little 13,000 population town. There's so many more places to eat. There's so many more things to do. How come it's not in Laredo? Why is it? So Laredo has that kind of, maybe that it's Texas A&M complex, I like to call it.
Oh,
like
little brother.
Yeah. I don't know. But Laredo, historic town, walking down the streets of Laredo. Come on, man.
Very nice. He mentioned South Carolina. I'll be in South Carolina next month, Paris Island, at the Marine graduation over there. So I've got
who?
It is my girlfriend's nephew who's graduating or walking the stage or whatever they do over there, doing the whole parade and whatnot over there at Paris Island.
Enjoy that Southern hospitality, because it was off the charts this weekend. Yes, good stuff out there.
Joe, Money Talks. We have a super chat coming on in.
Yeah.
$4.99 donation
Here
coming
we
in
go.
from Midtown, Texas.
A la vie.
Midtown says, from time to time equals always Mike bagging on Laredo. Well, the reason why I say that is because, what separates San Antonio from a Laredo or Del Rio, Corpus Christi? To me,
about 1 million people.
Well, true, but I mean, we're all the same. I mean, come on, man. The restaurants are pretty much the same. It's all good food. It's all good drink. It's all good time. It's all good music. It's all good ethnicity, right? But the Spurs, I cannot imagine 2-1-0 without the Spurs. I cannot imagine it. And the Spurs are contractually obligated to the Frost Bank Center till the year 2032, right? Ask Mark if he's ever heard Mike say too ethnic. We'll get to that in a second.
And again, it's like if Mike's the kind of guy that says ICE isn't coming for him. I'm just going to throw it out there. That's
He's over here. He's over here. No, but Project Marvel was unveiled. The plans for it. Right now, City Council is kind of debating it. The Spurs jumped out in front of it, saying we're going to donate $1.06 billion towards it all. We're going to contribute to it all. $500 million for the arena, $500 million for other things, and then $600,000 for tickets and for transportation and stuff like that, right? You have a council person and a new mayor, by the way. We have a new mayor. We have new council people up there right now who are grandstanding right now, basically saying that some of them would not be supportive of a new Spurs Project Marvel type of arrangement downtown for one reason or the other. And the one that was most outspoken and the one that went viral happened to be Jalen McKee Rodriguez of District 2. Now, District 2 is the east side, who would be losing the Spurs.
Hey, who is also the east side, who is still waiting for all that business action to flow since the building of the AT&T Frost Bank Center. They're still waiting, but continue.
Right. But even though the Spurs say that they're going to put in $1.06 billion and also cover any overcost, right? So if it costs more than expected, they're doing that as well. We're hearing from this. I'm going to play this sound real fast.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and get the screen ready for you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just dancing around to try to turn the light back on. That's all. You know, we're good. It's automatic.
So we're going to hear from Jalen McKee Rodriguez of District 2. And he says as of now, the vote's a no for him. Even with the $1.06 billion, he wants to stand up for the east side because, as Maury said, nothing was ever built there, right? The Willow Springs golf course is still there. The Big Red is still there across the street. The railroad tracks are still there.
The Valero is still at the intersection with 35.
You're right. And there's the AA Best Tickets is next door. That's basically it, right? So, Joe, I'm going to show if we can real fast.
Okay. I got
this is Jalen McKee Rodriguez of District 2 at City Council a couple of days ago. This went viral. It's a 10-minute clip, but I'm really only going to play about 45 seconds of it all. Hear what he has to say about why it's a no for him and what he wants from the Spurs to get a yes vote from him.
I don't have the audio. I think you're going to have it muted from yesterday.
Yeah, because yesterday was a little bit sus.
No,
I have it right here.
Publicly supported for y'all, including the Rock and to other designated funds.
Here we go.
I have some general thoughts on terms. So starting, if we do this, there should be no more games in Austin, and I don't want the Spurs exploring any other cities either. I need y'all to spend 24/7 in these facilities that we've publicly supported for y'all, including the Rock and District 8. I also need to put revenue sharing and naming rights back on the table, including possibly ticket fees, as was mentioned by Councilman Castillo, that can be directed back to addressing our community needs. I don't accept that these are non-negotiables when we're being asked for up to $500 million. If we do this, I also need an investment from the Spurs into development on the east side. The Spurs have now communicated to my community on the east side that they're willing to put hundreds of millions of dollars into a campus on the northwest side that I was just talking about. You've communicated that you're willing to put hundreds of millions of dollars into a new arena downtown. You could have put those same hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into the arena in the surrounding area on the east side, where they've been for almost 30 years. And maybe it'd be in an arena competitive with those across the nation. And maybe the promises of economic development would have been met. I also want this, going back to some of the more narrow focuses, right? I also want this arena to be sustainably built and powered. We need to set new standards for how we power our facilities, especially these huge users of energy. That includes solar, it includes EV charging, water recapture systems, all of it. We are in a climate crisis, and every investment we make needs to center that.
That is Councilman District 2, Jalen McKee Rodriguez, giving his wish list of what he wants from the new Project Marvel if he was going to get a yes vote from him, right? Again, the Spurs said they'll pony up $1.06 billion towards the effort and cover any overrun cost. They want $500 million from the city of San Antonio. Now, the city of San Antonio would do this by a hotel motel tax, diverting dollars and basically charging tourists, visitors, and things like that. Is this sour grapes, Maury? Is this District 2 sour grapes? Because the belief was when the Spurs were going to leave the Alamo Dome for the SBC Center back in 2003, that there would be a development around there, around the Freeman Coliseum as well, and kind of that would be the center of the sports area for San Antonio. It never happened, more than likely because either the Spurs didn't want it, or B, business didn't want to go there.
One of the two, and it's been a barren wasteland, unfortunately, all these years, where even a gentleman, at least a friend of mine, his name's Hubert, and he's the guy that opened up Ball Hogs Barbecue across the tracks right next to the Frost Bank Center, and he opened it right before the pandemic. Okay, right before the pandemic. So he's suffering through the crappy Spurs years, right? Then he gets by the pandemic, and we come back, and it's like, okay, still some bad years. Then we finally get Wemby, and I'm like, I'm happy for him. He's excited. It's going to happen. Well, last year he was open on the season opener. And then the next time I tried to go out there, because I'd like to go park at his place, eat, have a few drinks, and then just walk. Well, it had already been shut down. His parking lot was another private parking lot. It's just nothing has ever happened. I don't know whose fault it is. Was it the promise from the city or the county or the Spurs? Because if the Spurs are looking for, I don't know, are they looking for a Thunder Alley kind of atmosphere outside the arena where people are watching games outside but we have to do it to pay to get into the Spurs. Let's watch it outside. You know what I mean? It's just so maybe they should have built a little, like, here's this public place that we did way out at La Cantera to watch games. It's like, wait the heck. I don't know, man. I mean, do they want the game day atmosphere at the games, or do they want it at La Cantera?
Well, when you saw the whole Project Marvel, though, the renderings, right, the drawings and all that stuff, did you think to yourself, oh my God, this is too ambitious? Or did you think to yourself, we got to do everything we can to make that happen?
By the time it's built, let's think about this. By the time it's built, some of that stuff might be midway obsolete. I don't want to say obsolete, that's the wrong word, but right now we're looking at it and we're designing it, and it's state of the art, it's front of the line. Here's the newest technology, the newest sustainability. But even by the time it's open in 2032 or whenever it does open, or is it already kind of trying to catch up to others? So it's very ambitious, but in today's world that's changing faster than we ever anticipated, you have to aim high. You have to shoot big, because if we're doing this once every 30 years, right? It's got to last, and it's got to kick some ass this time, And not that the AT&T didn't. It was loud. It's our barn, but it was our tin barn in the middle of nowhere. Come on.
I've been fortunate to go to different basketball arenas as a fan.
Same.
And
Houston, Dallas.
Houston. I've been to Dallas. I've been to Philadelphia. I've been to LA. I've been to Phoenix.
New Orleans. Watch the Pelicans.
Yeah. Into all these stadiums. Frost Bank Center is very good. Frost Bank Center is better than the Toyota in Houston. It is.
What did you say? That one was what?
It was like a circus arena, dude. It's funny because Frost Bank Center is still viable. It's not going to be imploded. It's not going to go the way of the Astrodome and
or Hemisphere. Hemisphere. Yeah, no.
But when I hear this councilman go out there, to me it was like, dude, are you on Santa's lap? Saying all the things that you want. Do you want to add a Red Ryder BB gun to all this? Because it sounded so stupid to me. And yet you get some claps over there. And I understand sour grapes. And we talked about this yesterday, man. We hear the word gentrification, right? Is it a bad thing or a good thing? Well, would you rather have the Fox Motel there downtown, or would you rather have the Pearl? Because the Pearl leveled the Fox Motel, which was a hourly rated motel for those who needed to take a nap, right? Sometimes gentrification is a good thing, okay? Well, what's right now you have there the Institute of Texan Cultures, which got imploded, by the way. It's rubble, basically.
It got imploded while the courts were still deciding.
It's like,
but yeah,
it's a historical pile of rubble at this point.
Yeah,
you have Section 8 housing across the street.
Yeah,
you've got an old federal court building, the Wood Building. I'm not going to lose the Spurs for that. I'm sorry, man. And I know it's sour grapes from the east side because they're going to lose the Spurs, and they are going to lose the Spurs because the city will do whatever it can to make this happen, right? Because Gina Jones-Ortiz will not be mayor forever. Okay, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and
it's going to happen some way or another.
Once this ball is rolling, and it's been already rolling for a while, it's going to roll all the way downhill. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And so back to what you're saying about District 2 and Jalen. Part of the deal, he has to. You aim high. You have to aim high and see what can be attained, what can be secured for his constituents. Who, again, if the Spurs wanted to build all this stuff that they promise now, why didn't they do it over the last 30
Yeah,
years?
and that's what he says.
That's
Why
all
did they
he-
do? They could have just done there, but no one wants to go to the east side.
This was
It's not centralized either,
Look
man.
at what Black Bucket brings up, and this is the thing that people seem to forget. See, the Spurs at first they wanted to be downtown, situated somewhere downtown, but the county and the city couldn't come to an agreement on that. And basically, at the end of the day, they were saying that it was Nelson Wolf who finally said, "You know what? Let's go ahead and make a deal with the
Facts.
county,
Facts.
and we're going to move them over to the east side so we can help
Facts.
gentrification. So the gentrification take place on the east side, but unfortunately, it never came to fruition because things just didn't fall through correctly.
The gentrification, because it's happening on the east side, it just didn't make it all the way down Houston Street. It didn't make it all the
Yeah.
way down because it's alive and well on the east side, right around Denver Heights, Dignity Hill,
Yeah.
and many other neighborhoods that are closer to the highway. The gentrification did not make it all the way out down.
I think that
East
was
of
the
down-
biggest mistake.
east
It
of
should have
downtown.
stayed downtown.
Yeah.
They go in hindsight now. The city and the county, as they look and see what's happened, they should have just kept it downtown.
Well, the idea of leveling off, just leveling Institute of Texan Cultures 30 years ago was like, are you kidding me? That's
or
right.
the Victoria Homes.
Yeah, that like it would have been like unheard of. And
Yeah.
now it's like you realize no one goes there anymore. We're so far removed from the 68 World's Fair that no one cares anymore.
Hey, I still
Yeah,
like
but
the iconic Texas light, that little thing, the flag. You stand in front of it and it's a silhouette. Okay, that's still pretty.
Yeah, but if it hadn't been for the 68 World Fair, like we had talked about yesterday, what would have happened to San Antonio at that point?
What
Now
he
it's
said.
a destination for tourism, but it was the World's Fair that kind of put San Antonio on the map.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Joined by Maury Vasquez. You know him and love him from Ken's 5 back in the day. I don't know how much time you have left for us, but we typically
playing.
go to 11:15.
We're
but,
playing. Like I say, nobody's barged in and taken this
Nobody's
meeting
barged
room
in.
away from me yet, so we're good.
You're a Vikings fan, if I'm not
I still
mistaken.
am, without question. In fact, because
Randy!
the Moss toss.
Randy!
Hey, Moss, we got you, Moss. Randy Moss coming back to ESPN after battling a very scary form of cancer. But yeah, I mean, talk about this is. I mean, I grew up. Fran Tarkenton was my favorite player, but '84, man, '84 took it over, and yeah. So I'm still a Viking fan. Sunday, December 14th, Cowboys, we're coming to town. We're taking you out.
Nice.
Sunday night football. Let's go.
Very, very, very nice. So talk about the Cowboys.
Let's go.
Okay. I always was of the opinion that if Jerry Jones died, the Cowboys would suddenly get better,
They would
right?
get better exponentially, except
But I hear
Stephen
Stephen
Jones talks.
And he's just as tone deaf.
He learned from what he thinks is the best. So
Apple
my
didn't fall
goodness.
far from the tree, man.
Yeah.
So Micah doesn't want to get paid. He doesn't really want to get paid.
Oh,
Not
I know.
really.
What was that quote?
Does
If
that
he
mean,
wanted to get paid, he would have gotten paid. What does that mean?
Does that mean that he didn't say thank you, sir? Was it because
Oh,
what is this? What are we talking about here? Is this a
You know
baby
what?
dance
That's almost
moment?
as funny as Angel Reese's comment as of late. What did she say? Something to the effect of, "I make as much in a week as most people
You
do
make
in
it
7 days."
I don't know if that's a real quote or not. No one has proved that to me.
I think it was all in context. She was kind of sniding, but being funny about it.
Yeah.
She knew what she was saying.
It's kind of like the comedian Ralph Barbosa making fun of I think it's Migos saying that he travels a mile a minute. He goes, "What is that? That's 60 miles an hour. Oh, why are you bragging about going the speed limit?" But joined by Maury Vasquez, formerly of Ken's 5. You know him from the 90s, baby, but he's been all over.
90s hair. It used to be like right here, man. Real nice,
Now,
Long
I
time.
ran into Maury recently. I say recently. You were at Somerset ISD for a while.
I was there for 13 years. It got shown the door in 2020,
Okay.
as it
Man.
happens.
I am a high school basketball official for many, many years.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a game at Somerset High School. And one of the things that we're told to do is to not talk to people from like a particular city or district or so, because it comes off.
Wearing the colors.
Yeah, while we're in. So I'm in the middle of the court between the games, and Maury sees me and runs out to come say hi, and I'm ignoring Maury. And Maury was like, "What's wrong, dude? Like, why are you being a dick?"
He's big timing me, Joe.
I
Big
was
timing me.
big timing him. It's because I have to I can't be like hugging a Somerset ISD employee when Somerset's playing, I don't know, Pleasanton or whoever they were playing that day. But it was so funny. I had to apologize after the game. I was like, dude, I wasn't big timing you, man. I wasn't big timing you, but it's kind of funny.
That was big
He has
timing.
seen me officiate games.
Yes, I have. I've seen Mike and his favorite workout is officiating games because
Yes.
you sweat. It's not you. I mean, you have to run up and down with those high school kids, and yes, that's a workout. It's a workout.
Yeah, what's that? Fred Astaire line and Ginger Rogers. It's what I do everything you do, but backwards and in heels. I do it in slacks.
Look at there's the Angel Reese. There's the
There it
Angel
is.
Reese quote.
There it
I made
is.
$1,470. Okay, so do you know the difference between a technical foul like this and a technical foul like this?
Wait, like that and like
That
this?
and
No,
like
I
this.
don't.
Or the one with the finger when they do.
When the official does it with two fingers, that's basically throwing the double bird to the coach.
Okay. That's
This
a
is
good one.
a technical foul, and this is seriously, shut the hell up.
That's see. Ola back with in fact, see, technical foul. My dad was an old basketball coach. He coached for about 20 odd years and
Yeah,
until he moved on to administration, and he was a rowdy guy, like a Bobby Knight guy,
Yeah.
just throw, yell, scream, all that stuff. Technical fouls up the gazoo. So I've seen him get technical fouls and 1, 2, two to get tossed and stuff.
okay.
So let's fast forward to Dennis Rodman, Bob Hill era, where that preseason game, and I think you might have the preseason game where Rodman was starting his. I'm not listening I'm over here with my shoes off. I'm not listening, and our cameras caught Bob Hill telling the ref, throw him out of here, and so the ref just goes, "You're out of here." And we just like, what the heck? That's his first tee. Where's you need 2 tees. Greg Popovich, love him, man. He tracked me down after we had shown we hired a lip reader, and Dan Cook's asking her, looking at the mic and looking at the lips of Bob Hill. What did he say? And the lip reader, throw him out of here. R.C. Buford made fun of me at practice that a day later. After a game, Pop tracks me down, chases me down in the Alamo Dome parking lot under the tunnel. What's wrong with you? Do you know basketball? What do you mean you can't throw a guy out? And again, I'm ignorant to NBA rules, but I just thought you need 2 tees. And I'm like, come on, Pop, you need 2 tees. My dad was a basketball coach. And he goes, your dad probably thinks you suck, Dan, because you don't know the rules.
Dang.
Okay,
Good stuff,
so
man.
you brought up 2 names here, the nostalgic. We do sports, pop culture, nostalgia. Let's do some sports nostalgia.
Yeah.
The legendary Dan Cook.
Oh, man. Come on.
I got to work with him for 2 years. I don't even know what year it was that he passed away, but
It was
he was a San Antonio
it was
legend.
2000 and 2007 is when he passed away.
Now you were in the
2007.
same sports department as him.
Oh yes, yes.
It was a time when you look at, he was winding down. Like he was still doing the TV stuff, but he wasn't really he wasn't of the age to give full force for it all, right? So, but he was down. But what's a good story that you have of Dan Cook? Because I want to share one of mine. But what's one story that you have of Dan Cook that you remember fondly of him?
Well, I mean, it's when the thing about Dan, where again he's senior guy in there in the newsroom, and because when I first got there, you had myself, the new guy, Barry Brickman was the number 2 sports anchor. Chuck McIntyre, our Fox 29 stud boy, he was the weekend anchor, and I did morning sports. So, but I was the new guy. Me and Chuck had kids. Barry had he was young girlfriend at the time, and so when it was Christmas, Dan would always tell us. Later, Lisa Burkhart, she had a child. Dan would always say, "Hey, everybody, I'm working Christmas. You guys got kids, you guys got families. Just stay with your family. I got, mine are older. I'll do Christmas. And big time people, they're off. So all right, cool. Well, but when I first got to Ken's, my wife at the time was pregnant with Vegas Val. And so we're approaching late August, early September, but it's late August. And I was going to fill in for Chuck McIntyre on the weekend show because he was going to be on vacation. and Barry Brickman was out of town. And so I just kind of talked to Dan because it was close to, I mean, it was delivery time. Could happen any moment. And I said, hey, Dan, I asked him on Friday night, I go, hey, by the way, yeah, if my wife goes into labor on the weekend, do we I can produce the show probably. And, but we'll give you a call if that's okay. And he goes, Maury, let me tell you something. If your wife goes into labor this weekend, I suggest you get one of those live trucks over to the hospital, because you're gonna have a better chance of seeing Jesus Christ show up in this newsroom than me on a weekend. And he wasn't joking. It's like, hey, respect to the king, man. Unfortunately, my wife did not go into labor, so it's
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Worked out, man. No, I mean, but Dan was a walking encyclopedia, a walking history book. You have to remember, as a 17-year-old Cub reporter for the Houston Post, he was given an assignment like, hey, Cook, you're going to go walk around with Babe Ruth today as he goes around and tours American Legion baseball teams,
Wow.
So Dan Cook talked with Babe Ruth. And I mean, he linked generations because he'd been there, seen it, done it. There was a period where he had attended every Super Bowl, like say the first 30 or so. He attended every one of them. And a group of about 4 or 5 writers who were the only ones to do that at that time. Yeah, Dan Cook, legend, man, legend.
He would take money from me, like,
of course,
as often as he could.
Of course.
He would
gamble
line
with
me
him.
up. He goes, do you have 4 quarters? Do you have 4 quarters? I'm like, yeah. Let's play quarters up against the wall. Throw it against the wall, bounce it off the wall. Whoever gets closest to the wall wins.
You get the purse. Yeah.
He would take me for $1 every time. He'd come up with a putter and a coffee cup, and he'd set up like a 3-hole course in the newsroom. Want to play me for $1 or $2. I think he just wanted like soda money or lunch money, and he would take it from me pretty frequently. Hey, Maury, I have had a recurring nightmare.
Which one?
And I asked Gabby, my daughter, about this. I've had this nightmare probably every other week once for the last 3 or 4 months, and I can't figure out why. I was a news producer and a TV reporter. So I was a producer and editor from like 95 to 99. I became a reporter from 2000 or 99 to 2005.
Right.
Was back as a news producer at Ken's in 2014 and 15. I have had recurring nightmares recently, no lie, of it being 30 minutes before showtime, and I've yet to write my newscast.
Like there's nothing there's nothing stacked. There's
no rundown.
No rundown.
There's no rundown. I have nothing written, and I've got 30 to 40 minutes, and they're already asking me to print scripts.
Yeah. Where are the scripts? We need scripts.
That almost sounds the way that we run our podcast. Right?
Yeah.
5 minutes before we go live.
Yeah. But I am having that nightmare. And I wake up like in a dry sweat, man.
It's
sweating.
And it's good that you wake up like that, and it's not really back in the 2000s when you were supposed to be stacking that show. I don't know what deeper meeting. There's no deeper meeting. Come on. Oh, come on. Look at these Midtown coming after you, bro.
Mike got bullied by Greg Simmons. Greg Simmons threw a phone at me one time.
You probably deserved it.
You know those old newsroom phones, the ones where you had to pick up like this?
Yeah.
He threw it at me one time and hit the wall.
Oh,
Cordell Patrick didn't even
was he mad? Was he mad?
He was mad at me about something. And Cordell Patrick hit the wall, didn't even flinch, man. He was like Kobe Bryant when they tried to inbound the ball in his face, and he just stood there. That was Cordell Patrick. He's seeing the phone fly right by him. I think David Sears got scared.
Cordell Patrick, rest in peace. He was suave. He was.
Did he pass?
He passed to the way I understand. I don't know. I thought
he was in the hospital last year. I remember that after a car accident. Yeah. No, we're not asking dislike questions.
Because I like both of them. I love Chancellor. David Chancellor. David Chancellor is the best sports storyteller that I've seen in San Antonio, as in long form sports journalism. And Greg just was a workaholic. I witnessed. I see at Ken's when I always thought, man, KSAT is the Spurs station, and so the Spurs are feeding KSAT tips and breaking news and stuff like that. And they would always say, no. Tom James like, no, man, he's got sources, I guess, but it's not me. Yeah. I finally, when I was at KSAT, I'm sorry, I finally saw how Greg works. And Greg does whatever it takes because there was a time after a 10 o'clock show, he goes, "Hey, you wanna go get some beers? After." I'm like, "Yeah." Turns out where we're going was Sugar's, and the person Greg was meeting was Armando Cabrera, who was Sean Elliott's agent, and the agent was there to tell Greg, "Okay, yeah, it's official. Sean will be at practice tomorrow at the shoot around or whatever." And it was just KSAT is the only one with a live truck there. They're like once they see it on KSAT at noon, everybody else is trying to scramble. And so no, Greg, he had sources.
Yeah, Greg was gonna be at Sugars anyway, but
The legendary Greg Simmons.
the legend. I ran into him recently, and he was very, very, very nice. So
he's doing good. He looks happy. He just
Yeah.
yes, he is.
I said, yes, Mario. I did see your super chat. I was waiting for a little break here.
We have a $2 super chat coming on in from Mario Cavazos asking,
Here comes the money.
Maury, can you kick Mike's ass in tennis?
Oh, I'm without question I could. Are you a tennis player, Mike?
I am.
What did you say? You had a 90-mile-per-hour serve?
No, I could. But back in the day, I could serve 100. I could probably serve.
Oh
it
my
in-
goodness.
in 90.
Okay. Well, I haven't hit a racket, but it's time to get for me and the kids, the family, to get into turkey tournament shape for November.
Nice.
So
now I'm not any good anymore. I'm probably playing at a 3.5 level, 3.0, 3.50. But at some point, it could have been 4.0.
Remember that story you did? Look at this. Nobody thought to question why the KSAT news truck was at Sugars.
Okay,
Remember when they made you
so
go undercover?
I went undercover at KSAT.
undercover.
Okay, Maury, I gotta tell you the story, Maury. Went undercover because they were trying to see if there's any prostitution at a strip club. In
I
San
remember
Antonio
that
called
story. Yeah.
Acapulco Fantasy,
Yeah.
right behind 410 Bandera area. They asked me to go in with a hidden camera.
You were wearing a wire.
I was wearing a wire. I had a no fear baseball hat on with a hole poking through it, and a big brick behind me of a tape recorder, right? And I was like, I can't go there by myself. I need to bring friends. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, I'm gonna bring like 6 or 7 friends because they're gonna kick my ass if they find a wire on me. So they you can take 6 or 7 friends. And then I said, well, if we're at a strip club and we're trying to see this prostitution, I'm gonna need money. Dude, they gave me thousands of dollars to go spend at a strip club, and I was on the clock. 21-year-old Michael.
Did you get drunk out there?
Expose.
You had to get an order drink. And all the video clips that you see, the grainy video clips you see on KSAT to this day,
They still play it.
is me going like this. On a no fear cap, dude. No fear cap. Hey, speaking of no fear, you had no fear to bring your daughter on at Ken's 5. The Vegas Val segments
Yeah, back in the
were
day.
very, very popular back in the day.
In the 90s, it worked. It worked.
Yeah, what I mean, there was 2 people who picked the games correctly at a high clip over there. Number 1, Vegas Val. Number 2, Lisa Burkhart, by the way. There was
Fair.
1 year, Lisa Burkhart, against the spread, was 75% against the spread. I was 68. I came in second in the Ken's 5 pool that year. I couldn't catch Lisa Burkhart to save my life. She was amazing. But your daughter was very good, very popular when it came to it. How did that whole segment come to be? And do you ever talk to your daughter about it?
Yes, well, it just because she gets when people will say, it's been over the years, but it still had like HEB, like, oh yeah, you, and then they see her, oh, you've gotten so big, and it's like, well, it's been 30 years, so yeah, she did. But back then, Ken's just debuted, started brand new a Saturday morning news show, like 7 to 9, basically to sell more ads. And they wanted a sports segment. They weren't going to have a live sports guy. Can you put something in there? I'm like, yeah, okay, I can tape, kind of edit some highlights or whatever. And then I just it was going to be Val's birthday, and let's play with this, whatever, just see what happens. And it's like, all right, people oh, so cute, yeah, so we did it for 3 weeks. And then, like on week 3, there was a Monday night game between the Niners and the Lions. And the Lions sucked, and the Niners had, still had Steve Young. They were badasses. And she picked, I had little helmets. Who's going to win? Niners. And she goes, the Simbas. Like, wait, Simba. Lions win with the last-second field goal. So following week, now I'm going to up the production value. And hey, remember what she picked? And I put the cut of the video, and she's like, check the tape. Oh, yeah. So it started to pick up. My news director at the time was Jerry Ridling. He goes, Maury, I love that Vegas Val segment. I need you to shorten it and stick it on Saturday night at 10 p.m. That's when I go, whoa, come on, man. No, I mean, I need to show highlights. I got to show football. I got too much stuff. He goes, no. He goes, ladies are going to tune in. Mothers, sisters, daughters, aunts, grandmothers. They're going to tune into that. And he wasn't wrong. So that's why for the remainder of the season, and we did it for 4 years, it was on the day. It would be on at Saturday night at 10. And then I would replay her results Sunday evening.
I wonder how many people bet on that. Joe, I don't know if
some degenerates did leave us some good voicemail saying, thank you, she won me some money. What are her picks this week? Yeah.
Joe, if you can show up my screen, is this you guys?
Got it. There we go. It's loading up.
That is it. That's at Ingram Park Mall when we had Santa help us make some picks. And again, it just always the fun part is just stick a mic on her, see what happens. Oh, the Oilers. The funny thing about the Oilers, she would never see. She says right there, what she's saying is she would never pick the Oilers. And I say, why don't you like the Oilers? And her answer would be, because Granddaddy says the Oilers are no good. My dad convinced her that the Oilers are no good, and I'm like, they're good, damn it. But yeah, he brainwashed her. So
that is very cool, man.
Hey, look at that great hair, man. I mean, oh my gosh, that's George Jetson.
That's why I was kind of confused. I was like, I don't remember Maury with a lot of hair, man.
Totally. See,
very nice. Vegas Val, fantastic.
Good stuff,
Talk about our daughters. My daughter now works at KSAT 12, which is my old stomping grounds. It's very cool to see her out there doing her thing. She is part of the National Hispanic Journalists with National Hispanic Journalists Association, right? Association of whatever, NAJH or whatever that is, right?
National Hispanics Journalist Association.
National
I'm a member too.
Association of Hispanic Journalists.
Yeah.
I'm a member too. But that being said, some question that comes up, right? Because I am no longer on San Antonio Sports Star, all right? I had the highest ratings of any news sportscast on that station when I got let go, when I got laid off. The Rudy J is no longer there. Not a lot of Latino representation in sports talk media in San Antonio outside of podcasts.
There ain't a lot of black or brown representation on the airwaves.
Do you think that that's an issue?
Who's that? Me? You're asking me?
Yeah.
I lived through a perceived ethnic cleansing. And again, this is back. I was young and dumb, and back in the 90s, there was a period where, let's see, Fox let go of Dina Costa. Ken's let go of me, and then Channel 4 let go of Pete Delgado. And it was like, what's this ethnic cleansing of sportscasters? But hey, man, that's in my head. But back to your question, a lack of diversity, for instance, in a school staff is a problem. A lack of diversity amongst the people that are presenting the news every day. It's an issue in a city like San Antonio, where we do have a majority Hispanic Latino population. So, but is it a thing that, and of course, yes, we do love Larry. I love Larry. He's a fellow grandpa like myself, man. That's how old we are. Yeah, I mean, but it's hard to force it. It's hard to force it. If somebody can say, oh, Don Harris has been there forever. Well, you know what? Don Harris is the new Dan Cook, just that's just with his longevity and the amount of time he's been here and the sources he has. That's the way it is, But I don't know what the solution is. We can't Rooney rule this thing. We just I just need to keep having qualified Hispanic Latino talent apply in San Antonio and apply rigorously. You got to shoot your shot.
Ren G says Mike has PTSD for that station. I don't have PTSD for that station. I have PTSD for the fact that people don't realize that that's an issue, and it's not race baiting. We're San Antonio. We're actually 70% Latino in the city, right? So for there to be no representation is bizarre because it doesn't happen in the inverse. Yeah. I never said that I should have still stayed on there long term because I probably would have walked out anyway at some point because my business is more important than a radio gig. But that being said, there are a lot of voices out there that should have taken that control, should have been given an opportunity like that. Locally, we had RJ Ochoa back in the day. He did a lot for San Antonio Sports. I could have had his own Monday through Friday show. I don't know if he was ever offered or even cared to have it. Brandon Big Papi Medina would have been a good one. Rudy Campos Jr. There are a lot of young
Rudy.
There are a lot of Carolina Teague. There are a lot of younger Latinos because I'm 48. I'm past my prime when it comes to it. When I'm advocating for Latino representation, African American representation in local sports media, I'm not talking about me.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm yesterday's
future.
news.
We're talking about the future.
I'm
We're
talking about the
future.
future. Okay, so I don't want to spin that as though it was me. But the point I am trying to make, though, is it was highly rated. And I wonder if I was highly rated because I was relatable. Or maybe the name Jimenez have worked in San Antonio. I don't know. But a name like Medina could have worked. Campos could have worked. And I'm not saying that it has to all be Latino, but I'm saying, geez, man, at least a little bit of representation. A little bit of representation.
It definitely would help. And just a case in point, at least, and I don't have ratings in front of me. I don't follow them anymore. But there was a big move on local TV where we had Isis Romero not being renewed at KSAT. And it happened, the timing was, at least on the surface, appeared timed with Isis's participation in a local survey, a local just report about the lack of diversity amongst San Antonio TV anchors, not just sportscasters, anchors across the board. And it was kind of scathing on, or at least the numbers looked that way. Well, again, the timing of it looked bad, but still, KSAT, EC's parted ways. Ken's hired her, and by all accounts, it's been a win-win for EC's and for Ken's. They also, next to EC's, they have I call him young Henry Ramos. He's not that young, but young Henry Ramos. So at least on Ken's, you're like, bam, look, the two main co-anchors, they are Latino. But yeah, no easy solution. You can't force, like, we can't all be like this with Brown. But could there be more? Sure. Yes.
How about could there be
but
some?
But it takes talent to be there. Say that again.
Could there be one? Is what I'm saying. Yeah, because there's
nice.
identifiable of it all, and it's I don't believe in coincidences. Very rarely do I believe in a coincidence, especially when it comes to media. When it comes to Stephen Colbert being let go by Paramount and by CBS, that wasn't a coincidence.
No,
Isis Romero, that wasn't a coincidence.
They're giving at least they're giving Steve Colbert. I mean, I'm surprised, and let's see how long this lasts. But they're giving him a lot of runway to like torch the bridge, torch on the way
place.
Out.
Yeah, they're giving him till May. Hey, Spurs have an over/under of 43.5 wins this year, according to DraftKings.
42.5.
You taking the over/under on that one, Maury?
See, last year I was talking to y'all's favorite Frenchie, not from L'Equipe, but the other guy that was in town for the smaller organization, and I forgot his name. But I was one of the people last year that said, you know what? This is a playoff year for the Spurs for last year, and look what happened. I just okay. Back to your original question. I'm going to be optimistic and take the over. I'm going to take the over, but I'm not confident about it. Because I'm just let me go back to it. Let me go back. I was sick to my stomach last playoff run, watching the Pistons, watching the Rockets. These are two teams that were right there with us, waiting to get Wemby, and they didn't get Wemby, and they got better, and we are still the same. And again, yeah, Wemby got hurt. That sucks, but come on, I don't want Fernandez and that Spurs army to come yell at me, but I can't. I'm not one of those Spurs fans that just like everything is hunky dory. They just, you got to show me. It's like the Texas Longhorns in football. They could very well be the number one team in the nation. I don't care. Show me on the field. Same with the Spurs and their 42.5. I mean, I'll take the over because I'm optimistic, but show me, and it. Yeah, show me. I need to see something, please, because Detroit fans get to see it, and we don't.
Did Greg Popovich hold on too long?
I knew you were gonna ask something like that.
It's I think I think he probably at his first well, let's start with just last year. Let's start with last year. With his first diagnosis, I'm going to believe that what he was told is like, yeah, you can make this recovery. It's a mild but he believed he could come back at least to get on the sideline and pass the torch in person. Okay, so last year maybe that's the thing. Did he hang on too long? The prospect of I'm going to turn this around and I want to leave this better. Whoa, what happened?
You're still here,
You're
Maury?
still here.
Am I? Oh, my oh, darn it. Okay, I'm still there. I'm going to keep looking at you because my computer's restarting, unfortunately.
No.
I can't see a
no,
screen.
No, we got you. You look good.
Okay. So Pop, I think it possibly held on too long, thinking he could there was enough time to right the ship. Enough time. Let's just put it that way. I will not begrudge him, even though he's yelled at me so many times. The day that Bob Hill got hired, and I'm live with him at the top of the 10 p.m. news, and I asked him an honest question about, hey, did you hire Bob Hill because Brian Hill, who you also interviewed, accepted a job in Orlando? And Pop said, that's the stupidest question I ever heard. And so I moved on to another question. Dan Cook said, why didn't you tell him, well, you're a stupid ass guy? And I'm like, I'm not you, Dan. I'm not you. So, but in the end, it appears the torch could have been passed to somebody a little earlier and with the full blessing while we had full Pop and his full capabilities. But again,
Nope.
Oh, God, fell off. He's restarting right now.
Restarted
That's Maury
now.
Vasquez from formerly of Ken's 5. Remember him from back in the day, back in the 90s. Hopefully he jumps back on.
Yeah.
Lots of going on there. It's funny when you understand that certain Spurs fans out there are optimistic, others are not. When it comes to this season, again, like he said, he wants it to be shown. Like on paper, the Spurs are better. You add a Dylan Harper, you add a second year of Stephon Castle,
You have Carter Bryant, a
Luke,
good second
Luke
unit.
Cornett, Kelly Olynyk. On paper, the Spurs are better. He's basically saying he's going to wait.
He's saying the same thing that we've been saying, but in a different way. What he's saying is show me.
Yeah.
Right? With the new acquisitions and the way that the team is going to look a lot different than it did in the season prior. The battle cry, playoffs or bust. That is the expectation. It should not be, oh, let's make the play in. No. Set your expectations higher. Playoffs or bust. Why are you going to settle for the play-in?
Right.
You shouldn't.
Well, to me, if they make the play-in and then they make the playoffs as a result,
That's
of
a
that,
consolation price.
No, because it's top 8. It's top 8. We're joined by Maury Vasquez, Ken's 5, formerly of Ken's 5 back in the 90s. He's back, baby.
Yeah, see, because my thing it was. I told you it was restarting. I'm like, you're seeing me? Oh, cool, okay, but
Yeah.
Oh,
He was talking to us about Greg Popovich and maybe holding on a little too tightly, right?
a little too long at the end. And this is before the stroke. Where again we're in our dismal years. Where I'm a partial season. I'm a half season ticket holder. So upper deck, yelling with the peeps, and we're paying to watch. It was hard to watch. And yeah.
He gave a Pop story. Joe, we have a new sound of the alarm.
Oh, God.
Tall tale time. Tall tale time. Did you know, Maury, that Greg Popovich yelled at a cop for me one time?
Ooh, I did not know that. I did not know
Happened
that.
at the Alamo Dome.
I
had a few tickets given to me one day, and I went to go fight them in court, and I won. The cop showed up, and the cop showed up. I ended up winning all tickets, all charges dropped on those tickets. He got pissed off, stormed out. I'm doing post-game interviews, running back. Remember the Alamo Dome? You get the interview, and then you run it all the way about 150 yards into this little cage, right? After the game, I'm on deadline. I go back with my Spurs media pass. Guess who's guarding the door? Is that cop.
Oh, heck.
and that
No
cop
way.
was not letting me into the Spurs locker room, even though I was fully credentialed and all that stuff. And it wasn't until Pop walked by, and I said, "Pop," and I went like that with my lanyard, went like that. I showed him my pass, and I went like that. I pointed at the cop, and he goes, "What's going on?" I was like, "He's not letting me do my job." Oh, Pop lit into him for about a good 8 or 10 seconds.
Wow.
Like, let him do his job. He's credentialed and blah, 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 blah. And so Pop yelled at a cop for me one time. That's the biggest solid he ever did for me. He also yelled at me before. He also ridiculed me in a post-game interview as well and mocked me, but he did that to everybody, right?
When he mocks you, he notices you and he's respecting you. So that's the way I like it. Yes.
Okay.
Look at this. This is a good comment from Sam Salinas. True or false? The play-in is for teams on the decline. He says, not for teams on the rise. And that's what I was saying. The battle cry for Spurs fans this year, the expectation, playoffs or bust. Don't settle for the play-in.
It all depends on how you say that, man, because there have been seasons where the Memphis Grizzlies were all injured and they limped into the playoffs as an 8 seed and beat the Spurs. So you can limp in and because of injury or whatnot, necessarily be on the decline. It's not always that case.
Who's going to be hurt at the end of the year? The usual suspects, you think, again?
Well, Sohan has missed 25 games, 2 out of 3
Bad
seasons.
back.
Right, for whatever reason. Wemby with the deep vein thrombosis, and
Vassell.
he's also survived that injury of that bicycle kick that he had earlier this summer. Maury, buying or selling all those videos of Jeremy Sohan practicing those 3-point shots and all the things that he's doing in the gym?
I'm buying. I'm on this. I'm like a hot and cold when it comes to Sohan. I'm kind of digging. Like I want to be the Rodman vibe. Okay, I'll dig that. I like the hustle. I like the aggression. I like. It's sometimes maybe a bit too ambitious with the shooting, but if he can deliver. Hey, let's see. You don't know until you shoot and start letting them fly. I just, what we saw in another comment here coming up earlier or on the screen. We got lucky one time around. But let's even backtrack. We've already gotten lucky 3 times at the lotto. Okay, 3 times. It's scary. We got lucky with Tim Duncan not going to Orlando. We got lucky.
Thank you,
But we had already we'd won a title. We won a title, and he still thought about leaving. And Timmy came from an island. Victor is coming from outside of Paris. He's very metropolitan, very worldly. So I don't want to, even though he says I'd like to be a Spur forever, and I don't doubt him, he also wants to win. He made it clear on the night that we won the lottery. Get ready to win, Spurs fans, and it hasn't happened. So it bugs him. It bugs him. We need Wemby. I mean, I want to see it, but I think Wemby needs to see, are we going anywhere? Are we getting anywhere? And that's what's critical for this year.
So let me ask you this: Mitch Johnson being part of the mix, it's now Mitch's team.
Yeah.
It's now Mitch's team.
He brought in the big nasty Corliss Williamson as his assistant coach. Are you now optimistic on Mitch Johnson having a full season? You got 34 wins last year, being thrown in the fire without being the head guy, kind of in limbo the entire time.
Still having to go ahead and do Coach Pop's bidding.
Yeah, starting Chris Paul for no reason.
Bingo. Yeah, it was Pop's lessons, Pop directives, Pop. So this is his team. So again, this is his real test run. I didn't know about Corliss. I'm glad you told me. We need some nasty with those white boys that we brought in, and with anybody else, so they can just, Wemby needs his muscle. Wemby needs his muscle. He needs enforcers. He needs enforcers.
JNSB has a question for you. Is Wemby generational?
Without question. Come on. Yes.
Okay.
Without question. That is a no-brainer. And the only thing that might derail it would be, but he's not, I mean, even though the thrombosis is one thing, we haven't seen the kind of I want to say Greg Odom, Embiid type of issues with tall guys. Right? We haven't seen those kind of issues.
Militia Guy has a question for you, because back in the day you were sports media. You know a lot. You had sources back in the day, asking about the question about Tim Duncan flirting with the Orlando Magic back in the day. Do you think that is a tall tale? Do you think that it was a done deal that went awry, or do you think that it's blown out of proportion?
Do I think that he was a done deal to be in Orlando? And I think the legend is that David Robinson maybe came in from Hawaii to
Yeah.
from his vacation to talk to him and just to maybe kind of like reel him back. I think he was. Again, think about where Orlando is and how close it is to Tim's home.
Yeah.
Tim's home. It's closer. So yes, I mean, I don't know about being a done deal, but he was very, very, very deep into it, and he could have been. We got lucky. I think we got lucky. I know I did one of those stupid stories back there for KSAT where it's like, stay, Tim, stay, type of stuff,
Yeah.
like we got better at this than Orlando does. So, but back to Wemby, I don't think we can just assume and take it for granted that, yeah, Spurs for life. Come on, he wants to win, and we need to. And somebody said we need to get into the play-in just so Wemby can taste the intensity of the officiating, the physicality, the contact, and everything else that goes with it. So that's, I mean, yeah, we better hit our 43 and then some,
Ask
to
him a
get in
question.
there.
Okay, Maury, I want to ask you a question because there's been a lot of talk, a lot of chatter here amongst me and Mike and amongst a lot of Spurs fans that we run into and in the chat here as well with all the listeners that tune in. What defines a player as being generational?
Okay, wow. I'm going to say it's like something that it's in my naivete definition. I'm going to start with things that I haven't seen before or seen a whole hell of a lot of. And while we've seen, Dirk Nowitzki, he can handle the ball, kind of move, and then do his shots. I don't know. It's just these things that Wemby keeps on when it's just unexpected. And a lot of times I'm somebody that likes to roll a lot of social media, and it's hard to anticipate when something special is going to happen because it can happen with any play, with any insane alley-oop that the other player, say De'Aaron Fox, is like, yeah, I think he can get that. And Wemby's like, yeah, dude, you can't throw it high enough. Just throw it up there. But again, it's just somebody who's that tall, that nimble, that efficient from outside, that dominating defensively inside. Again, and I might, and probably people can throw 20 names at me and say, dude, that's this guy. But to me, it's just that. So he's in that class of something that is an alien, is a unicorn, is something that doesn't come every day or every 5 years. He's just that kind of guy.
Have you forgiven Kawhi Leonard?
Oh, hell no. No.
Do you want
Kawhi, and I'm somebody
hanging in the rafters?
I'm somebody that really, it's taken me a little while to get this way as I've been older, but somebody that believes in don't hold a grudge, because a grudge it's a cancer for the person that holds the grudge. Just let it go. And I don't think about Kawhi, but I can't. If I see New Balance, I think Kawhi, and I'm like, why are you wearing those shoes? I mean, and I wear old man on cloud shoes now, but I will not wear New Balance. It's like, no, Kawhi betrayed. He could have just been upfront, man. Upfront, just be upfront. Like, I'm out. Hey guys, I'm out.
He said he wanted to be a Spur for life, didn't he?
Yeah, that's why
saying.
I don't. That's why I don't believe anything an athlete says. It is all PR. Joined by Maury Vasquez. He's with SAISD, formerly of Ken's 5, sportscaster back in the 90s, father of Vegas Val back in the day. You are known as a man about town, whether it be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You're always out and about. Do not believe
the best show is on TikTok. Let's go. Come on.
Okay. Well, what's your handle?
Maury V210.
Maury V210. See, even 210 is in the name there, right? You are about San Antonio. You're from Laredo.
Well, I used to be. I claim the Valley, the Rio Grande Valley, Mercedes, Texas.
But you are the adopted son of San Antonio, right?
Well, yes.
You bleed it. You're at every event. You're at every fiesta event. You're at every rodeo event. You're a man about town. Got to ask you about food. Okay.
What about
the 3 best taco places for you in San Antonio?
Oh man. Okay. Well,
learn a lot about a man about these taco places.
Exactly.
Number one.
Now, what I want to know one that's delicious, one that's nostalgic, and one that is just like, I don't know. But however you want to do it.
the nostalgic delicious. It's just my goodness. Maria's Cafe on Nogalitos. Maria. Oh my goodness. Maria and Tom Baez. Their little joint, humble little joint, is an institution. It's iconic. I get this big old super taco thing that they call it's spelled Marco Bollo, like two
yeah,
L's,
yeah.
but it's called Marco Polo, and but it has brisket, beans, cheese, bacon, pico de gallo, and it's just this monster thing that just weighs down. It beautiful, but they even it's just known for having all these. They'll make whatever you want. Make a taco with whatever you want, but there's so many suggestions on the wall and on their menu of named after people like this Marco Polo guy, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
But Maria's is just, it's nostalgic and it tastes phenomenal every single time. I mean, that's just fantastic. A place that popped up over the last couple of years on the south side, or actually it's barely over a year and a couple of months. Mike Diaz Mexican restaurant on Pleasanton. I mean, great service, great atmosphere. If you walk in dancing, little cumbia, you get free coffee or free tea. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
automatic for
Nice.
automatic cumbia every time. Mike Diaz on It's Pleasanton and Division. I mean, phenomenal stuff. There's so many places. I'm going to leave too many people out, but. I mean, I'm a Rolando Super Tacos guy. I go to the South Side
Oh
one
my!
more
Is
than the
that
one
a,
on Hildebrand.
is that a boy or a girl? No, it's a taco.
It's a taco. Watch out. Somebody on TikTok was yelling at me saying that's a burrito. And I said, dude, we live east of El Paso, so no, it's a taco.
Yeah,
It's not a burrito. But my carne guisada, my favorite carne guisada and cheese taco, you're gonna find that at El Rafa's Cafe on Hildebrand, but on Hildebrand going towards the HEB, away from Edison type of thing, the
Okay.
other way. El Rafa's, those carne guisada tacos with I like red gravy on the carne guisada, not too light brown like Bill Miller. Bill Miller tastes good, but I need to see some color, and that's got the
Yeah.
color, man. Yeah.
Now we do have a super chat coming in.
Yeah.
He wants the one with the dog grito. Says old man with a dog grito for today's show. I don't know if you know this, but for $5 we play a grito for those who request it. And he says there is a spot for sports plus other topics on this show with some puroness mixed in.
Yeah.
This is for Maury Vasquez.
We're gonna go ahead and play the dog grito for you, man.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Udo 210, baby. 210, 210.
Okay, now you are a man about town. You've. I mean, you don't have a reputation.
Wait,
I'm
and
saying
time out.
Yes.
And don't forget the coldest, greatest Shiner box
that's where I was
around,
going.
MK Davis.
Okay, see, that's where I was going.
Davis.
That's where I was going. Where are the 3 or 4 spots that Maury Vasquez wants to go get a beer? Go
MK
get a beer, or
Davis.
go get a drink.
MK Davis, number 1.
Number 1. All right.
Old school Joey's number 2.
Joey's on St.
on the
Mary's.
strip.
Yeah.
Old school new school number 3, the Aqueduct on the south side. Because I live in a mile and a half away. The first time one of the first times I went there, I walked with my granddaughter because I didn't have a car seat, so I kind of took her in a baby carriage, but then also downtown, right here downtown, bar 321 on North Main. Good, just low key bar, but a great little sports bar, and they got Shiner Bock. That's what I need. Yeah.
Very nice. I mean, Maury's hitting us up with some knowledge, baby.
Knowledge, yeah.
He's not throwing out there these chains.
Hey, Jonathan
we're
is
on the
not wrong.
Riverwalk.
Bruno's. I love Bruno's. Bruno's is quality dive bar hang in Southtown. I mean, there's so many. See, when you say 3, I mean, but yeah, I mean, my favorite kind of beer is free, then cold.
Hey, I got a picture here that one of our listeners sent us via the media share.
Oh yeah, it's Jason Garcia.
Jason Garcia. He took a picture a couple years ago with the great Greg Simmons at Thirsty Horse.
Very nice.
Look at that.
Give me a Greg Simmons story, man. The one that is worthy of sharing, but maybe not.
No. I mean, Greg was he's again, when I first came to town and I was at Ken's, and when I was interviewed, the news director said, KSAT has the Spurs contract, and I need people to go hustle and get stories. So I came in with the mentality like there's a God bless. We're one team, Ken's, and that's the other team. They're the enemy. And then yet Barry Brickman and Greg Simmons were best friends. They owned a plane together. And I finally would ask Greg, Barry, man, dude, what's up? He goes, Maury, look, to learn this fast enough. We're getting the same stuff. We're at the same events. It's better just to get along and be friends, and everybody's cool, and Greg's real nice. And sure enough, Greg always was. Anytime I had a story that kind of stood out, exclusives with Rodman or whatever, he would say, hey, good job, man. You kicked our ass. But a fun story about Greg is when as in all the TV stations, the 4 stations, we were out at Tempe to cover Cowboys at Cardinals, and late game and afternoon game, so none of us can fly out. So we're going out on a Sunday night. Well, we end up at a gentleman's bar, because what else are you going to do in Tempe? And so we sit around a table, and we're all kind of just photographers, reporter, mid anchors. None of the main guys are there, but Greg walks in with a wad of money, throws it on the table, and says, "Boys, have fun." That's Greg Simmons.
Greg Simmons, the legend.
Just for everybody,
The legend.
just have fun, guys. It's on me.
Look at Mario Cavazos. He says, Maury lives a block away from the Donkey Lady Bridge.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I live in what I call the Mission District. Okay, it's the Mission District down there in the South Side, without question. And that Donkey Lady Bridge is very close.
Let's sound the horn for a tall tale, Joe.
Oh, God, here we go.
Tall tale time. Do you believe this is true or not? And by the way, they're all true. It's just people think they get embellished. Houston Oilers training camp at Trinity University back in the mid-90s. Middle of the cafeteria. They had the cafeteria, the ballroom there. All the players and journalists got to eat together, right? It was like a big old family reunion over there. Oilers were great back then. Cordell Patrick saw me and 2 other interns and yelled at us like at the top of his lungs, started cussing us out for no reason. 2 of the interns got mad and took off. I stood there and I said, and I didn't leave. And he asked me why I didn't leave. And I said, well, because Greg's my boss and not you. And he goes, we're just weeding out the people who don't belong in this industry. He goes, those 2 guys got butt hurt and they left and aren't ever coming back. They're not made for the media, but you stuck around and you allowed yourself to get yelled at and be embarrassed. Doc Rivers did the same thing to me, by the way, at the Alamo Dome after a game one time. He yelled at me one time, and then he told me that was my initiation, that it'll never get any worse than that. I was just messing with you. But anyway, tall tale. Do you believe any of that?
That's all facts, of course. Yes.
It's weird because there are players that initiate you, like Pop does that.
Yes, I had Charles Barkley. I mean, bust my tail, several times.
Tell me the story.
Well, at least there was that. He came every year to the David Robinson Open, which at that time in the '90s was the premier charity golf tournament. Good swag bag. I'm not a golfer, but I'll play for free. Showing up at the Dominion with shorts and stuff. Hey, whatever. But all these celebrities show up like Barkley, and so we're getting interviews, just fun. It's in the summer, it's harmless, but it was hot. I was wearing a Cuban X Giants Negro League baseball cap, and from 1905. And he looks at me like, hey, Charles, can we have a couple of words? He goes, yeah. But first thing, what's a Mexican doing wearing a Malcolm X hat? I go, well, actually, man, it's funny you should ask. It's a Cuban ex-Giants hat. They played in the Negro League, but they were Cubans, and so that's what hat it is. It goes, okay, well, what's a Mexican doing wearing a Cuban ex-Negro League hat? And he's like, then he starts laughing. He's in the golf cart. But at least he if you would ask him a question, he goes, man, don't be an a-hole. But he'd say don't be an a-hole. And it would be okay. But Barkley, if you all remember, he's the guy that shut down the Hemisphere Arena, right?
He did.
Last basket ever at the arena. Well, I was there. We all one-on-one with Robinson, and he did it.
Top of the key.
So
Yeah.
bingo. Afterwards, we're in the crowded visitors' locker room, surrounding Charles, and we're all trying to stick a mic in there somewhere. And I just, hey, on the side, Charles, what does it feel like to have made the last basket in the last game ever at Hemisphere Arena? And he just goes, man, y'all need to shut this place down. This place so small. Danny Ainge right here next to him. I know him better than his wife do. And Danny Ainge would go, he's not wrong.
Dude, and it's so funny. And then you go to the Alamo Dome, by the way. I remember these doing post game and stuff like that. Every once in a while you'd go into the visitors locker room, Lakers come into town or whatever the case may be. Dude, they hated San Antonio, man. They hated the facility. I mean, basically they were given a high school locker room is what they had there at the Alamo Dome. The Spurs had a pretty decent locker room setup, but they did nothing for the visitors over there. I swear they were messing with the AC unit over there as well.
Very true. Very true.
Talking to Maury Vasquez, we're gonna end the show in a couple of minutes, man. We're you need to get back to work. I got to get back to work as well. But we really enjoyed having you on here.
Yeah, we did.
We've learned about the
times,
food.
man.
We learned
Good
about the
times.
drink. We learned about some stories.
We also learned how puro Maury is. And I like that, man.
Especially Poodle, man. I like to hang out with Maury because his Poodleness, just the aura. I want to kind of, it's like a cologne, spritz it, just walk right through it, man, and just have it.
And look at this.
Have it on you.
Midtown Texas. Maury's stories are better than Jimenez's tall tales.
do your kids and grandkids look at you and think to yourself, I quit talking about those days? Do you ever talk about the good old days?
Is that me? As in me? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I have only one granddaughter I get to spoil, so that's the
Okay.
easy part. But when she, the only thing when she sees old videos of me and her mom, or when she saw that video I did with Selena, the last interview in San Antonio, my granddaughter's looking
Tell
at
me that story too, by the way.
Yeah, looking at me, and then she looks at the video. And I go, "What's wrong, girl? What's wrong, Stella?" And she goes, "Well, what happened to your hair?" And I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "How come it's so dark there?" Like, oh, well, that's before and after, chick. Yeah.
Selena Quintanilla, you gave the last interview in San Antonio before she passed away March of '95.
Yes. It was 13 days before she was shot in Corpus. She was in town at the Alamo Dome for the NBA Stay in School Jam, and the Spurs hosted it. So they had David Robinson, they had Dennis Rodman, Sean Elliott show up. They also had 2 Unlimited. Remember the
Oh,
you
yeah.
all ready for this? Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Mike
dun,
hates that
Spurs.
song, by the way.
The worst song of all time.
I know. But I got to interview those people. They were cool, but they were there. But also Selena was there. She basically lip synced about 3 songs and left. And so we waited to get an interview with her. The Alamo Dome set up with the curtain. And so the Selena bus was pulled up next to the curtain. Selena walks out. We go, "Hey, can we do a quick interview?" She goes, "Yes." She's so sweet. "Yes, we can. Yes." Abraham Quintanilla says, "Selena, we don't got time. We got to go.
I like the
Dad,
voice.
we got time. I can do this. So we do a little live look. Question 1, question 2, question 3. She's very sweet. I turn to the photographer and say, "Hey, did we get it all?" He goes, "I got most of the first answer because my battery died." And I'm like, "What?" And so when I ask him, "You got another battery?" He says, "It's in the car." And the car, Mike, it's outside.
Yeah.
So I turn to Selena, and Selena says, "I can wait." And so the guy, photog, hauls ass. Eric was his name. He comes back. We do it again. Question 1, question 2, question 3, and she's just as jovial and friendly and sweet and sincere as she was. And then she got in the bus and left. But
All
sweetheart,
right,
great little
man.
moment.
2 last questions. Mario Cavazos. Maury, will you ever say that Selena was overrated? I have personal opinion. I thought she was a phenomenal talent, Spanish speaking, Tejano, all that stuff. I'm not convinced she would have been an English superstar. I think she would have had 1 or 2 hits. But the idea that she was going to be Madonna, that she was going to be Janet Jackson, that she was going to be Whitney Houston.
She
I thought
was our
far-fetched.
Madonna. She was our Madonna.
She was a regional star.
She was breaking through.
She again, she was at the apex, and there's no way to tell.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, we saw with Emilio, maybe his apex at least wasn't as high, and he tried to transition into country, It wasn't horrible, but Selena did have a little verb about her that I definitely feel there was a possibility or two for something to happen. The moment was right, and it was pre where MTV was still MTV to help make those kind of stars happen.
One last nostalgia question before we let you go and we end the show. What were the best nightclubs in San Antonio back in the day?
Oh my golly!
Planeta Mexico, Noche
ran into-
Caliente.
well, we ran into Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan, Ron Harper. No, Michael Jordan, Reggie Theus, and who was Rodman's handler? The
Jack Haley.
Jack Haley. They went to Acapulco Sam's. If that means anything.
Wow, that's the name.
Man.
Acapulco Sam's. We start off with
funny-
Acapulco Fantasy, then we end with Acapulco Sam's. Look at that. Look at
Oh,
that.
my
bookending
goodness.
right there.
Who knows? But I mean, the nightclubs back. Remember, there was those multi nightclubs like Atrium and the whatever was at Central Park, where it was like you got several
Park
clubs
Place.
in one.
Park Place, yeah.
Yeah. Good old days, man. Good old days.
Fantastic. Well, that is Maury Vasquez. Tell us how we can get in touch with you, man. How do we get a hold of you on Twitter? How do we get a hold of you on TikTok and all that
Okay.
stuff?
Well, yeah. TikTok is where I do my silly videos, but I have a good time. That's where. Hey, by the way, can somebody check with the Spurs and Tom James? When is Media Day? I mean, I'm almost at 27,000 followers on TikTok. That should qualify. Damn it.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
know. I know.
Yes.
Tom James still there. Tom James was
I
there
know.
when I was an intern at KSAT in 93.
I love Tom James, and he's mellowed out now that he's a dad. He's a dad.
He was intense back in the day.
He's
Iron
mellow. He's
Fist,
mellow. I
man.
love
Iron
Tom.
Fist.
Yes.
Very nice.
I
Maury Vasquez. He's
But-
from the RGV, but he's San Antonio's adopted son.
Been here 33 years now, and it is home. It's where I met my late wife. It's where my kids we're raising my granddaughter's hometown, my kid's hometown, and so it's home now, definitely. And so it's time to rock and roll. But yeah, Maury V210 TikTok. You Not the Father on Twitter. I don't call it X because it's not.
Yeah,
it's-
because no.
yeah.
It's-
And
we
yeah,
don't- we
and
don't
then
do Elon Musk sites.
I'm on the library on Facebook, Maury Vasquez. There you are. So
On the
doing your thing,
library.
It's
You
for
know
us
what?
old folks.
There's so many more questions I want to ask of Maury in a future episode. I want to know about music. I want to know about his favorite movies. I want to know about his favorite TV shows.
We got to play.
I want to know which death impacted him most this past week. Was it Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan, or was it Ozzy Osbourne?
I want to know.
I'll ask you that question real fast.
I want to
It's
know
timely.
more.
Which of the three?
It's definitely Ozzy. And even though all my friends in the Valley were heavy metal, hard rock. I was the punk rock, new wave guy. Ozzy it's still, Blizzard of Oz is legend, and Paranoid, it's still a song that would be resonating today. So Ozzy is, and the national reactions between the death of Ozzy and the death of Hulk Hogan just say a lot about, just being a good human being, That's all I got to say.
Yeah, next time we have him on, I'm going to ask him about Fiesta and like where are his go-to spots. Like, what does he like to do? Nyosa, the parade. Does he go to the Taste of the North Side?
Oh man, the Taste of the North Side is not Fiesta, man.
It is.
That's Pinky Out Fiesta.
That would right up your alley, Mike.
Oh wait, we have a super chat asking the question. They paid to ask the question here. $2 super chat from Jason Garcia. Have you attended an SAFC match?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I have not done SAFC. I did the original Scorpions. I did go to the Scorpions. I have not done the SAFC.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get the invite. They're gonna take it. To
I was gonna
tailgate,
say I'm gonna invite him,
and we're gonna invite him to the tailgate. Texas State against UTSA, September 7th.
Yes.
We'll go to the tailgate. I usually sneak in about 20 or 30 bottles of Fireball, the little ones.
Yeah.
They don't check at the Alamo Dome.
You know what, Maury? I'd
Allegedly.
like to extend an invite to you because we have Matt Gomez and some of the other guys here, and that watch the show regularly. They are big SAFC supporters. They're part of a big supporters group.
Okay.
And they have a really cool tailgate that's free and open to the public before the game.
My alley.
I'd like to invite you to come to a game with us, me and Mike, and we can go ahead and introduce you to the supporters, have some beers, have some food, and then go to the stadium.
I'm always down. I'm down. I'm always down. Yes.
Very
I'm
nice.
always down.
Maury, enjoy your day, man. Thank you so much
thank
for
you,
being
Maury.
on. I know it was
Hey,
last minute,
peace
but
to
I've
you
always
all.
wanted to have you on. Fantastic, man. Have a great day at work.
Yep.
Orale,
See ya.
Hey, Thanks, guys. Let's do it again. See you.
All
Yep.
right, brother.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Maury Vasquez, the legend.
Legendary.
Man,
Maury.
it was nice finding the video of him with Vegas Val back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
With the hair, and she's so tiny now. She's a mom.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing, man.
You know what? I love Maury's personality, dude.
Yeah.
He has an infectious personality.
Well, when I met him back in the 90s, and I didn't really get into the stories, but you know, we would go party back in the 90s because that's what we did in the media, right? And we'd go to Bombay Bicycle Club, we'd go to the Highlander, we'd go to places like that. We'd go to Sunset Station. We've partied out there. It was an interesting time, you know, go to like Park Place or Graham Central Station.
Yeah.
It was a different time, man. You know, there were no cell phones existed. No one was carrying around a phone. It was just having a grand old time. Just, you know, just having drinks and having a good time. And Maury was a great guy. Taste of the North Side is a coconut festival.
Para los cocos.
You know how it's not fiesta? They probably just call it party. You know?
This last year they had it, and it was at the Rock.
Yeah.
That's where they had it at.
Mm-hmm.
They price everybody out because the tickets are like almost $200.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on.
I think it's $300.
They do not want any Edgar
They don't
showing
want,
up.
there's no peasants. You stay
No
home.
peasants. Yeah.
Well, fellas, I'm off the next 2 days, Joe. So again, we need to have guest hosts tomorrow and Friday. I am going to be flying out to Miami for my girlfriend's daughter's walking to the stage. She's getting her white coat. She's becoming a physician's assistant. So we're doing that for the next couple of days. So I'll be out of there. Got to go back to the office there. San Pedro and 410. If you want to show my number, 210.
Yeah, let's show it.
210-508-0369. 210-508-0369.
Nope.
If you have any questions about financial services, whether it be retirement accounts, insurance policies, life insurance, disability, long-term care, reach out to me. Even if you have an existing one, you want me to spot check it, I can do that. 210-508-0369. I office out of the Pyramid Building on 410 and Blanco.
Yeah. You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to give some love to PF Chang's. Let's go ahead and play the video.
Let's do it.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Go say hi to Sean out there.
Today is Wine's Day at PF Chang's.
That's correct.
And Wine's Day means half off all bottles of wine, champagne. And of course, it's happening every Wednesday, all day. So if you go to PF Chang's, make sure you go ahead and tell Sean Quintero the Area 210 sent you.
That's right. Half off champagne bottles, half off wine bottles. Fantastic. We got some notification of some of our listeners who were out there last Wednesday for
Nice.
that. They were saying that they were getting bottles of wine for like $18-20.
That's nothing, dude.
Not bad, man. Get the lettuce wraps, kung pao chicken, all of that stuff.
I approve.
Who should we get on in the future when it comes to nostalgic things, when it comes to San Antonio sports? Having Maury Vasquez on is good.
Do you know who I want to get on that we need to have on at some point? Chuck McAtenick.
You know what? Chuck McAtenick is a good one. I'd like to get Chuck on. Hector Ledesma has been on the show before. Maybe he can do it again. We've had Anthony Pittman on.
I love having Pitt.
Yeah.
Pitt's good people, man.
Pitt really is good people. We've had Anthony on. Try getting Simmons on one time, but Simmons kind of politely declined. It was also kind of probably the wrong time. For it all.
Maybe try.
And we're too Nestio for him, dude. You know, we're gonna be bringing up stories and stuff like that. I'm thinking about former reporters. You know who I want to try to get on?
What about RJ Marquez? He's a friend of mine.
RJ Marquez is good. I'd like to get Steve Spriester on.
Yeah, I could bring him
12.
on. Yeah.
You know, talk about things about the media and stuff like that. I think it's amazing. It might be more difficult for him simply because if we ask him Project Marvel questions, he has to be the objective journalist when it comes to it all.
Understood.
But sometimes
there's certain things we can't be so Necio.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
He has a nickname for my daughter, which I think is funny. Not going to say what it is, but he is. People are saying Lyle and Han
Oh man, dude, can you imagine? I've reached out, but
Sound the alarm.
Lie detector test
Oh, hold
determined that was a lie.
One of the Lyle and Han back in the day, 20 some odd years ago, I think one of their girlfriends or wives was hitting on me, and they got mad.
from what? From the Lyle and Han show?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Lyle or I don't know if it was Han. I know it was one of those two guys. They were with a girl who was hitting on me at Retama Park 20 some odd years ago out in the press room.
Yeah.
Like where everyone eats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's when Retama Park was a thing. It happened. I don't know which one it was though, because I couldn't distinguish between the two because I just listened to them on the radio.
Yeah.
But I couldn't like visually know which one it was. It was one of the two. They had
Look
a
at
great
that.
show back in the day.
They said we should bring on Gina Ortiz Jones.
You know what? That might be a possibility. I mean, I know people who know her.
I wouldn't mind having her on.
Let's see.
You know, but I mean, we got to be tasteful about it. We're not going to just bring her in and rake her over coals, you know?
Right, and we're gonna have we've been in talks with Darian Starling. I'm gonna get in touch with him, see if we can maybe have him on.
I can get in contact with them.
Yeah, let's see if we can start getting him on beginning in about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, I believe I still have his contact info, so I'll make it happen.
He's doing a fantastic job, man.
Oh no, he is.
He's killing it. He's killing
Yeah,
it.
we've had conversations before.
JHNSB says Mike had groupies as a news journalist. I did get hit on when I was a reporter. Not like all the time. But there was one time in particular at a bar. It was at the Hangar on Broadway. And I was married to Gabby's mom at the time. Or I was dating Gabby's mom at the time. And this girl rolled up on me and her mom got mad. So no, I don't think groupies. It's KBB. Vanessa Macias. I did a radio show with Vanessa Macias one time. She doesn't know who I am. I mean, I've met her a few times, so I'm not gonna say that she knows me.
Yeah.
But I did do a radio show with her one time.
You know who I'd like to bring on, and I can reach out because I have his contact information. The great Chris Duell.
Chris Duell would be good.
I like me some Chris Duell. He's really cool people, man, by the way.
We have a lot of things that we can do, man. We're in a weird time of the sports world right now where
Yeah.
things are starting to ramp up, dude. It's gonna be a good fall.
We're also going to bring back Carolina Teague at some point.
CT back in the house.
You know who I was going to have on? I'm going to reach out to
Katie
him too.
Goodman should be coming back too.
Katie Goodman, but also reaching out to like other people that are doing the same thing that we're doing, like Rudy Campos Jr.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out to him today and see if he'd like to come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice. Rudy J. Is he coming on? And people say, well, Mike Taylor's been on the show. We don't see each other as direct competition.
Yeah.
Because it's a podcast. People consume the podcast whenever they want to.
Oh, you know what?
Even if we were on at the same time,
yeah,
it's like people can be on can listen at different times of the day.
I'm gonna see if I can get my boy LG on here, DJ LG.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring him on here, and also we got to go ahead and reach out to other friend of the show, Sam Freese, Biggest Puma.
Biggest Puma.
He's doing his thing now, so I want to bring him on.
Very nice. Very nice. Everyone have a fantastic day. Don't forget to head out to P.F. Chang's La Cantera. It is Wines Day Wednesday. I will be back on Monday. Joe will be back on Thursday tomorrow with a special guest tomorrow. We'll figure out who that's going to be. We'll unveil that tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But everyone have a fantastic time, and maybe I'll call in from Miami.
There you go. Quick little phone call.
Very nice. Everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. And thank you to Maury Vasquez for being brutal and for giving all those excellent bar and restaurant recommendations, man. Amazing. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yep. See you boys tomorrow.